Okay, we'll look now at logs and prime numbers. So if p equals log 3 and q equals log 5, express the following in terms of p and q. So remember now, these are log to the base 10 because it just says log. So our first one then is log 45. So we want to be able to write 45 in terms of 3 and 5, and it's to do with them being prime numbers. So think back to junior school where you had to find your prime numbers. Express the following as a product of prime numbers was always the question. So we'll say 3 into 45 is 15, 3 into 15 is 5, 5 into 5 is 1. So we can write 45 as 3 by 3 by 5, or 3 squared by 5. Okay, so what that means, if we rewrite log 45 as the log of 3 squared by 5, we can use our rules of logs to separate them out. Remember, we multiply, we add. I can take this 2 down. I get 2 log 3 plus log 5. We know that log 3 is p and log 5 is q. So I can write that as 2p plus q. The log of 0.6 then, we never want to be dealing with decimals, especially not with logs, so we'll change it into a fraction. So that's 6 over 10, which we know is 3 over 5. So we can write that using our rules of logs as the log of 3 minus the log of 5. The log of 3 is p and the log of 5 is q, so write that as p minus q. Part C then, the log of 81. Again, look at our factors of 81, or prime factors. 3 goes in 27 times, 3 goes in 9 times, and so on. And we can write 81 as 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, or 3 to the power 4. So I'm going to write log of 81 as the log of 3 to the power 4. Bring the 4 down, so we get 4 log 3, and then we know that the log of 3 is p, so we can write that as 4p. Second one then, p this time is log of 5 to the base 7, q is log of 2 to the base 7. Express the following in terms of p and q. So we want to be able to write our questions here in terms of 2, 5, and 7. So they're the 3 numbers that we're kind of dealing with here. Okay, so it's the 2 and the 5 that are in our p and q, and then our base for both of them is 7. So we can write 10 as 2 by 5. It's adding then, because we're going to multiply here. So we get the log of 2 to the base 7 plus the log of 5 to the base 7. We know that that is q, and we know that the log of 5 is p, so we can write that as q plus p. If you did it the other way around and had p plus q, that's absolutely fine too. Part B, the log of 35 to the base 7. We know that 35 is 5 times 7, so we can write that as the log of 5 to the base 7 plus the log of 7 to the base 7. The log of 5 to the base 7, we were told, was p. And then this here, the log of anything, any number at all, to the same base is 1. So we can write that as p plus 1. Part C then, log of 3.5 to the base 7. Again, write any decimals as a fraction. So that fraction is 7 over 2. And And then we can write that as the log of 7 to the base 7 minus the log of 2 to the base 7, because it's a divide. The log of 7 to the base 7, so anything to the same base, is 1. And the log of 2 to the base 7 is q. So we get 1 minus q. Our last one then, the log of 140 to the base 7. So the previous three were easy to see how to write it as in terms of 2 and 5 and 7, and this one's a wee bit more difficult. So get your prime factors, and that's the best place to start. So 2 into 140 is 70. 2 into 70 is 35. 5 into 35 is 7. 7 into 7 is 1. So we can write 140 as 2 by 2 by 5 by 7. Now, this writing them as prime factors, remember there's a button on your calculator that says fact. So if you entered into your calculator 140 and hit equals, and then press this fact button, it's shift, and then the wee button that kind of looks like it should be in English, that button there, fact is above that, and it'll do it out in the factors for you. Okay, so there's a quick way of doing that. So we can write 140 then as 2 squared by 5 by 7. So using our rules of logs, that can all be expanded out with pluses. And then our power can be brought down, so we get 2 log of 2 to the base 7 plus the log of 5 to the base 7 plus the log of 7 to the base 7. So the log of 2 to the base 7 was q, so that's 2q. The log of 5 to the base 7 was p, and then the log of 7 to the base 7, remember the log of anything to the same base is 1. So we can write that as 2q plus p plus 1.